Hello, thanks for joining us today. I am Chris Januski from the Wasiczko Agency. We are a family-owned and operated property and casualty insurance agency based in Yonkers, New York. We are licensed in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. We offer both personal and commercial insurance. What this includes is home, auto, umbrella, renters, condo, co-op, RV, and motorcycle for you and your family. And for your business, we offer business owners policies, general liability, commercial property, business auto, professional liability, and workers' comp. If you need something insured in any of those three states, reach out to me. I can probably get it for you. All right, so as an independent insurance agent, what's that mean? I'm not tied down to one carrier. It's my job to find you the best insurance at the best price. So reach out to me for a policy review. I'll take time to understand your specific insurance needs and make sure that you have a policy that's appropriate for your situation. The Wasiczko Agency, protect what is yours. All right, so we're at the Phoenix National Network, and our focus this month is on relationships. One of the most important relationships I can have as an insurance agent is one with a remediation company. I need to have somebody that I can call to be able to help my clients when a claim arises. And today I have with us John Bucci from 911 Restoration. John, please introduce yourself.
Chris, thanks so much for having me today. Like you said, my name is John Bucci with 911 Restoration. We are a full service restoration contractor here in Westchester County, covering Rockland, Connecticut, Queens, the Bronx, Long Island, pretty much up and down the East Coast here. And we focus mainly on water damage, mold remediation, fire damage, and sewage cleanup. So with the storms that we've been having the past couple of months, we've been pretty busy here. So, and like you said, one of the biggest relationships we can have are with insurance agents and agencies like the Wasiczko Agency and Chris. So, like I said, thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right, thanks for coming on today, John. So I just wanted to be able to talk about what a remediation company is, what you do, how you work with clients when the insurance agent refers them, or if somebody just calls you. And go ahead and explain what kind of services you do offer. And then I've got a couple of questions, see if we can dig in, so see how you can help out my clients.
Yeah, absolutely. So the relationship with the insurance agent is very important because, as you know, being an agent, when somebody does have a flood or a fire in their home, you're probably the first one that they call to find out, what do I do next? How do I handle this? And having a relationship with a company like 911 Restoration, you're able to give us a call. We do water damage remediation. So if you have water in your basement or one of your rooms, we are able to extract that water. We do demo to make sure that the walls, the floors, the ceiling, whatever was wet gets dried out. So the future, you don't see mold, which is one thing that a lot of people see if it's not handled the correct way. We also deal not only with insurance agents, but we also do deal with clients that just randomly go on Google looking for some type of restoration contractor. And we do also help them, but the relationship with the insurance agent is probably the most important because you are the trusted advisor of these clients and they trust you. If you say, hey, I have a relationship with John with 911 Restoration, there's a good chance they're going to take that recommendation and run with it. So.
All right, so if somebody, just to walk through the claims process, if somebody reaches out to you, let's say they had a fire and it's not a total loss, but it's going to need repairs in the home. So they reach out to you and you help prevent it from getting any worse, and you help. Now, do you hire contractors to come in? Once you're on the job site, are you almost taking care of the full restoration?
Yeah, we do basically A to Z restoration. So we'll come in, we'll do again, you mentioned fire. So we'll come in, do the cleaning, any demo, like I mentioned, that needs to be done. And we do actually do the rebuild also at the end. So we do have a construction team that actually does go in and do the reconstruction. So we are the one-stop shop, and that's kind of what we pride ourselves on, making sure that when you call us, from the beginning of the claim till the claim is complete, you're going to be dealing with 911 Restoration, and that's what we look for.
And now, as a large company, when you work with the insurance companies, the client really isn't billed, right? You're going to bill directly, or how's that work? Does the client have to have any exchange in the money, or do you work directly with the carriers?
So we work directly with the carriers. Just to give you an idea, we get about 85% of our business from the insurance world. So, but the insurance companies call us directly and say, Joe at 123 Main Street had water damage. We contact the client, go in and take care of the damage, and they don't even need to deal with their insurance company after that. We handle everything from beginning to end. Any, any supplements, any changes in scopes of work, any additions or subtractions that may be done, we make sure the client basically doesn't have to deal with anything. They just call us and we deal with it. And with the money, we do give them options. We give them the option to directly bill the insurance company where the money never touches the client's hands, or if they would rather get paid out by their insurance company directly and then pay us after the fact, we kind of leave that up to the customer. It's whatever they really feel like doing, but they do not need to touch any of the money. We do bill directly to the insurance company.
Awesome. Great to hear. So I just got a couple questions. When I have clients that need assistance or need your services, there's sometimes where the client they'll have a claim, but then the insurance company denies the claim. Will you work with clients that are going to have to pay out of pocket?
Of course. And we ran into this a lot with Ida, and I'm sure some of your clients actually ran into this with me. They weren't sure what they were doing. So what we basically will do is we will give them an estimate based on the insurance company. So we use a program that has insurance company pricing, not to get too deep, that spits out basically the price for the scope of work. We will also, if they're not sure it's going to be 100% covered, we also do give them an out-of-pocket estimate, which we do usually discount because we know, this is a disaster somebody's going through. So we don't want them to have to worry now about paying out of a crazy amount to get it taken care of. So we will give them an out-of-pocket price, and we work with them. We speak to them, see kind of what they can afford, what they're looking to do, and we'll give them both estimates. If it gets to go through the insurance company, great. But if not, they know that they have that out-of-pocket price that they can pay for sure.
Great. So lately, Hurricane Ida came through, and there's been a lot of people that have water damage. So it's fresh in everybody's mind now. Now, I've had clients that say, you know what, it's just a little water. It's only a couple inches. I'm going to take care of it myself. I don't need to hire anybody. I know it's not going to be covered by insurance, so I'll just clean it up. I'll rent a fan and dry it out. Is there a reason why somebody should hire your services when it comes to water in the basement?
Absolutely. We are actually seeing that now. If it is not done correctly, if it's not completely dried out, if they don't demo the walls, if they don't rip up the carpet or the floors, if they just think that the water being gone, it means all is good. At that moment, it may be, but mold does start to grow after. It could grow anywhere from 48 to 72 hours after the water has been extracted. But we're noticing now, Ida came through, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, whatever it was. We're getting calls now from these exact clients that figured, it's only a little bit. I don't want to get involved. I don't want to pay for it. And now they're realizing that there's mold growing. And, luckily we also do mold remediation. So we're able to get in there and take care of that for them. But it's definitely good to hire professionals. Paying for it now or at the time of the damage is going to be less expensive and less of a headache than waiting and hoping and praying nothing happens down the road. So we're dealing with that a lot though now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Other thing, so it's fall. I don't know if you noticed this morning, I went outside, it was 42 degrees. It's kind of chilly. Obviously winter is coming, the cold weather is coming. What recommendations do you have that my clients can do on their own before, preventive maintenance or anything to prevent any claims from occurring?
So there are two really big things that happen come the winter months. And one is what we call a puffback. If you're not familiar, basically what a puffback is, you're turning your furnace on for the first time in 5, 6, 7 months, and it misfires and it basically shoots out puffs, soot and smoke and everything all over your house. And that can cause, first off, it's health-wise, it's damaging. You don't want to be breathing in that soot and all that smoke. And also it gets all over your walls, floors, anything you may have in the room that it happened. So it can also destroy some of your property. So just some stuff to is kind of preventing that a little bit. Make sure your furnace is maintenance at least once a year, preferably like now, right before you're about to turn it on. Make sure there's nothing in there, clogs or anything that may cause this puffback. Make sure that if you go down into your furnace, you don't see any leaks or any odors. That's a little bit of a telltale sign that it's possibly something's wrong going on inside. And carbon monoxide detector, very important. When this does happen, the levels of carbon monoxide do rise in wherever it is. So having that just kind of to give you like you said, preventive, gives you a heads up that something may be going on. Super important. And also, if unfortunately this does happen, we are fully licensed, insured, bonded to clean up these puffbacks. So we're 24/7. So if it happens early in the morning, late at night, we definitely can help your clients out and anybody's clients out for that matter. And another thing, which probably isn't too surprising, are frozen and burst pipes. Very obviously very important. I just have a couple of warning signs that people can start looking for to see if it is possible that these pipes are, frozen or about to burst. And one is accumulation of frost on the outside of the pipes, something to look for. Changes in the water pressure and the flow, meaning, the pipes are a little frozen, the water's, it's tough to get the water through those pipes. When you turn on your hot water, you're still getting cold water. That's a big time telltale sign. And musty odor from the tap or the drain is also kind of an indicator that it may be happening. And just to your point, a couple of preventative maintenance things that people can do for these pipes: keep the heat on. Obviously, the warmer it is, it's going to thaw them out a little bit. Allow the faucet to drip a little bit as opposed to just blasting it and turning it on. They say keep the interior doors of your home open, kind of lets the airflow, it gets some warm air in and helps thaw them out a little bit. Any cracks or holes around the pipes, make sure those are sealed up so cold air can't get in there, adding to the freezing of these pipes. And if you have to add a little bit of extra insulation around the piping, just again, is just another barrier to try to stop it from happening. But those are two things that we definitely see in the wintertime. And we are experts, to say the least, at handling those. So
awesome. Thanks for sharing. And bring a couple of things you said. There was 2 points that I've had clients work with in the past or experience, specifically carbon monoxide detectors. I had a home inspector that I was speaking with, and he said, if you have a plug-in carbon monoxide detector, once it goes off, the reliability isn't as high. It should be replaced. If it's not battery operated, if it's an actual plug-in device. And also I've had clients where the freezing pipe issue is typically in a bathroom or a kitchen. And what I've seen is it's when the pipes are on the exterior wall of the house. So they're running up. So another thing that I've had my clients do, if they know they're in that situation, is open up the cabinet doors underneath that sink to allow some warm air to get in there.
Yeah, that's great advice. Yeah, like the opening of the doors and getting that heat circulating, because obviously at this time you're going to probably have your heater, your furnace on. So having that hot air blowing through, to your point, underneath the sink and kind of basically thawing out any of the water that's in there, it can save a lot of money and a lot of headache for clients for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And just want to let everybody know, thank you for joining us today. Please like, comment, and share with your friends on whatever social media platform you're talking or watching this on. And then John, so this is all about relationship month. Let's hear, our relationship. You came and you reached out to me, you cold called me or reached out to me on LinkedIn and to connect. And I immediately connected back and I was like, oh, it sounds like, a nice guy. And you called and it just struck me in a great way that there's a lot of relationships we start online and they stay online. It doesn't ever develop into anything more. Now, there are some relationships in the last year that have, because of Zoom, I've been able to meet people online that I've never met in person. But with you being in Westchester and me being in Westchester, when you reached out on LinkedIn, to call, and then the next day you stopped in the office and we got to actually chat and, you know, shake hands, meet each other face to face. It was, I appreciate that, and I'd just like you to expand on what relationships, not just ours, but relationships in general, like how important it is to have that person that you know, like, and trust in your back pocket for anything.
Absolutely. So just to expand on what you were saying about our relationship, because to be honest, you kind of started my whole thing with 911 restoration, my whole networking group, so to say. You're actually the first person that I ever met on a cold call at 911 restoration. And yes, I came to your office and we hit it off. First off, it was great to actually, after the pandemic thing, it was great to actually face to face finally meet somebody, like you said, as opposed to over Zoom. But yeah, we hit it off pretty much right off the bat. We talked a little personal, a little business, how our relationship can benefit both of us. And I think I was there for an hour, a little bit more than an hour, just talking to you and getting to know you. And you ended up inviting me into a networking group that you're a part of that actually has pretty much been life changing. So, so I appreciate that. But in general, relationships for me personally and business wise are the most important thing, because I always tell people I'm quote unquote a salesperson, but for the first time, my job is not to sell you a tangible object. It's basically selling you, hey, if something like this happens, you have water damage, fire damage, mold, please think of my company. So it's very hard to do that without building relationships, right? Like, you personally don't think that you would entrust me with your clients if you didn't know, like, and trust me. If we didn't have that initial conversation, really get to know each other and feel comfortable with each other, right? And my job is to, I feel like rather than a sales professional, I should be a relationships manager, because that's what I'm doing. I'm building relationships with insurance agents like yourself, property managers, anybody that essentially can, if they have some type of damage like this, would think about me and call me. And also, I also like to have a giant network. So I would like to be everybody's one-stop shop. I would like you to call me and say, hey, John, do you guys do this at 911 restoration? Even if I don't, I want to make sure that I have somebody. Chris, I don't do that, but give Mike a call. He'll help you out. I've been working with him forever. And that building of the network and that building of relationships, it just makes life much easier for everybody, because I would feel more comfortable sending you somebody that I deal with. And I think you on your end, can't speak for you, but I think you would feel also more comfortable rather than just going on Google and trying to Google somebody. If you know that I work with somebody, you trust, you like me. So you kind of take that and run with it. And I think, to your point, I mean, having me on this month is pretty much perfect, because relationships, I mean, our relationship started, and like I said, it was the beginning of my career here. And relationships are so big for my business and my personal too, but just so big that I think that they're invaluable, to be honest.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. I want to touch on something. I've been focusing a lot on homeowners, right? And what you can do for a homeowner, but you brought up the idea that property managers, like, you guys also have a commercial arm. You work with commercial entities. Feel free to expand on what you can do for any commercial clients that I may have.
The same that we do for residential clients, we can do for personal clients. We're actually in the process of doing a job from Ida, 12 storefronts in Portchester that we're actually working on. And the same thing, they had water, now then it turned it into mold. And we have guys there for the last month and a half doing the demo, doing the cleaning, all that stuff. So there's no job too big, no job too small for us to handle. And another thing that I like to say, we also do, we do jobs that are $500. We do jobs that are $100,000. Those clients are handled the same way, because that $500 client could turn into a big client down the road. So we make sure that everybody gets that white glove service, that, no matter how big or small the job is, you're still going to get the best service that we possibly can offer, because we want to make sure that, God forbid, something does happen, you think of us and make sure that, that we're there for you, and not just not you're too small of a job or whatnot. But commercial business, yes, we handle that the same way that we do the residential.
Awesome. All right, John, I'm going to make sure it gets in the post itself, but go ahead and feel free to share your contact information. If somebody wants to reach out and get in touch with you, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, so phone first. Phone number is 914-383-3851. And again, Chris will post that, or you can email me at john.b@911restoration.com. And the only time I don't answer is if I'm in with a client or on a wonderful show with my friend Chris here. So, but I will get back to you, I promise. So call, text, email. I'm available 24/7, and so are we. So give us a call if you, even if you're not sure, we do offer free inspections too. So with the possibility of mold, if you even think that you may have mold, give us a call. Let us take a look at it. No charge for the inspection, and we'll let you know our professional opinion on how you should go about it.
Awesome. Thank you, John, for taking the time to be on this today. We appreciate it. I think it's valuable information for my network. And just to let everybody know, you can reach out to me using the QR code for the form on the screen right now. You can call me at 914-968-1344 or email me at chris@wasiczkoagency.com. Thank you for joining us today. And remember, the Wasiczko Agency, protect what is yours.